In today's tutorial, let's do the Starlette Shawl, a free pattern by Yarnspirations.com. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Starlette Shawl, and this is like a corner to corner. And when I say it's like a corner to corner, it's not conventional corner to corner. So it's got a little bit of a variation. You will use less yarn because of this way that we're going to do it today. And really what it is here, that she's wearing a beautiful shawl like so, and it's actually a corner to corner concept. So we're going to start right on the back of her body right here and work our way getting bigger like wings of an angel. So let's take a look closer at these instructions and then let's get started. So here's the pattern. It's just only 4 rows and it's a repeat of once you understand this pattern, and it gets bigger and bigger as you go. So you start off at the point of the back of the shawl and you get bigger, and then we're just gonna get bigger. Now a lot of people are hung up in these instructions right here. Can I be honest with you? I was as well, and it took me a few times to be able to do it before I understood exactly. I was getting hung up on the terminology, and I think a lot of people online are also getting hung up on that as well. So today I'm gonna take the mystery out of that, and we're gonna need a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook size I in order to play today. Let's take a look closer at the yarn and let's get started. Today's yarn of choice is Bernat Satin Sparkle. You need 6 balls of this yarn. This has the sparkle without the scratch. That's what we're going to be using today, and I'm going to be using the color Olive Oil within today's tutorial. So let's create a slip knot. Just make sure you have a longer tail so that you can use a darning needle to hide that in later. And we're going to be starting right at the back of the point of just over the buttocks area on the model. So we're going to start off with the slip knot. Remember that never counts as 1, and we want to go and chain 5. So just roll that hook and chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. So let's begin instruction row 1. So let's start on row number 1, and then I'm gonna show you the repeat pattern to be able to do this over and over and over. So we're gonna roll over the hook and we're gonna do a cluster. So in order to do that, we need to yarn over. So we're gonna yarn over and go into the 5th chain. So go all the way to the end of the chain that you had created, and I want you to go right in there and insert the hook. Obviously the first time you ever get things done, it gets harder when you're on these chains. So yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops and leave the rest on the hook. So I want you to do that 2 more times. So you're gonna have a total of doing that 3 times. So going in, so wrap the hook going into the same stitch, pull through only 2, and now hold it. So now you got 2 of those on there. Do you see that? Now do it again. Yarn over, same stitch, going in, yarn over, pull through only 2. So in this whole pattern what we're gonna be doing is clusters, and these 3 make up a cluster. So this one is kind of a starting one that you don't really include, but it's part of it. So you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 4 of your loops just like that. But we're not done. We have to then begin to chain 2. So whenever we finish a row, so because this is right at the corner, we're always going to chain 2 after the last cluster. So 1 and 2. And what it's asking you to do is 1 double crochet right into that same chain where you'd put the cluster. So yarn over and going into that same one, and then just do a double crochet. And that's what it kind of looks like at this point. So you can see that you started off with chain 5, you put your clusters into the little chain here, and then you did chain 2 and then a double crochet all within this chain 5. That's row number 1. Let's turn our work and go for row number 2. So let's turn and let's start. So from here on in, each row is identical to each other, and I'll take you to the 4th row just to prove that to you. And what we're gonna do is that we're going to begin each row with chaining of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. So now what I want you to do in this chain 2 space right here in the edge, I want you to put a cluster. So let's do that. So yarning over, going right into that space itself, in, yarn over, pull through only 2, and then hold the rest on the hook. Just do that 2 more times. So yarn over, same space, pull through 2 and hold. Do it again, yarn over, go in the same space, pull through 2 and hold. You now have 4 loops on your hook, so you can see the 3 that are part of the cluster. So you're yarning over and pulling through all 4 loops. Now because you're not on an end, so every time you're in the middle section of a row, so it's only on the end that you chain 2, everywhere else it's only chain 1. Like that. So now see this space right here? That's where you're gonna play next. Okay? So just going into that same space right where I'm holding, and I want you to single crochet, and I want you to start another cluster. So to start another cluster, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We only chain 4 when we start an edge, just like this. At any other time to do a cluster, we use chain 3. Into that same space, I need you to cluster once again. So yarning over, going in, pull through 2 and hold. Okay, yarning over, going in, pull through 2 and hold, and then yarning over, going in, pull through 2 and hold. There's your 4 loops once again, yarning over, pulling through all 4. Now this is the end of your row, so you're going to chain 2, and look, you're gonna double crochet right into that same space. Okay, and then you're done the row just like that. Okay, so that's how you kind of finish that off, and that's what it looks like. So let's turn your work and start you on row number 3. So let's begin to start row number 3. Again, it's the same thing, but now you're just gonna put more clusters in because there's more to work with. Always starting with chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's the only time you chain 4 on this, is when you go to start. Then in the next chain 2 space here, you're going to cluster again. So I'm gonna speed up and do these clusters. Okay, and there's gonna be a total of 3 of them, which is put in there. Okay, so there is your cluster. You got your 4, yarning over, pull through all 4. Chain 1. So chain 1 kind of locks that cluster up. Then advance to the next chain space right here. Okay, going in, single crochet, and then chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, cluster into that same space. Just like that. Okay, yarning over, pulling through all 4, lock it but the chain 1, and then advance to the next chain space right here. Okay, so just come right over, look for those things, it's easy. So you'll single crochet, you'll chain 3, and because this is the last one over, is that you are going to lock it up at the end. So you're putting in a cluster first. Okay, it's the last one of the row, so you lock it, put it through everything. So chain 2, 1 and 2, and then come into the same space and put another double crochet in. So do you see the difference of kind of what we're doing versus what a conventional double corner to corner is? Hopefully you're seeing that. Let's turn and work and go for row number 4. So this is the last time I'll show you this row because all the rows are the same. Remember, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming into the same space right underneath, you're gonna do a cluster. Now I did this during a live broadcast last week, and people were seeing how quick it goes. It really does. Once you have 4 loops, lock it, pull it through, and then chain 1, and then jump to the next chain space there, single crochet first, and then chain 3, and then cluster into that same space. So with conventional corner to corner, instead of these clusters in these chain spaces, it would have been 3 double crochets. You'll use a lot more yarn doing so versus these clusters. Pulling it through all 4, lock it with the chain 1, come to the next space and single, and then 1, 2, 3, and then coming in to the same space with another cluster. Okay, pulling it through all 4, chain 1 to lock it, and then you just continue then to the next one, which is the final, coming in, single crochet, chain 3, cluster like so. Okay, once you get your 4, pull it through, and then this is the last one of the row, so that means you chain 2, and then coming into the same space you're going to double crochet. So this is how you do it, and for this particular pattern here, what happens is that you're gonna continue this. You'll use all 6 balls, and you will have a total of 61 clusters at the end. So it'd be 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm currently at 4. You go all the way to 61, but you can stop of course if you want to make it bigger or smaller. If you're gonna make it bigger than the pattern, you will need more balls of yarn, and that's something that I can leave in your hands. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. This is how to do the Starlette Shawl, and it's really fabulous. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.